About a year ago, something weird happened, and was wondering what you guys might think. So, here goes nothing. It was near my birthday, and I decided to get some clothes with the money I had been given. As no one was free to come with me, I went all alone, which didn't bother me, as I do like a bit of me time. Anyways, it was a really hot day, and it was really busy in the shopping outlet that I decided to spend the day at. I would say I felt pretty safe with all the people who were surrounding me. But little did I know, in the crowd of people, there was someone who was going to turn this shopping trip into a day that I would never forget. I was approaching my favorite shop, which wasn't really that popular, so it wasn't a surprise that the store was next to near empty. As I browsed the t-shirt aisle, I noticed a woman with short brunette hair, who couldn't have been older than 40. One thing that made me question this woman was the fact that she was just standing in front of a mirror, looking straight at me. Her blank expression just made me presume she was daydreaming, so I thought nothing more of the matter. Fast forward half an hour, I was all set to try on a bunch of clothes in the changing rooms. As it was Tuesday afternoon, they didn't have hardly any staff in, and the changing rooms were completely empty. Or so I believed. None of the doors were shut, so I had a pick of 10 small stalls to try on the clothes. Once I started trying on my things, I heard footsteps, and felt a weird presence in a darkly lit room. Feeling uneasy, I started to get changed into the clothes that I had worn that day. And then suddenly, I saw these tiny pink flip-flops at the foot of my stall. Being freaked out and curious, I called out to what I thought was a little girl. "Hello? Do you need anything?" Silence. This person was just being creepy now. So I decided to call my mother, who was about a 10-minute drive from the shop. 5 minutes later, this person was still standing outside the door. And then without warning, a bony hand grabbed my foot and started to pull. I screamed in terror, but no one could hear me, and I stepped on the hand and cowered in the corner to try to call my mother again, with yet again no answer. The feet at this point were gone, so I thought this would be my chance to escape. So I took my clothes and quickly walked out. I turned around just to see if the person was still in the room. I seen the same pink flip-flop standing at the bottom of the closed stall. I moved closer, and the person must have heard footsteps, and in this small, choky voice, which to this day, I will never forget what was said. "I like the blue top on you," but I could hardly see it. "Come in here and try it on again for me." How could she have seen this blue top? She must have been looking through the gap in the stall door. With this, I left the changing rooms and dumped the clothes on the side as I left. My mom had agreed to pick me up in half an hour, so I was just wandering around constantly, looking down at the sea of people to see if I could find the pink flip-flops again. Lo and behold, in the distance, I seen the same woman who was standing by the mirror staring at me earlier in the shop, with the same pink flip-flops. I headed off in the opposite direction, so she wouldn't see me again. I told my mom about the whole ordeal, and she said I am not to go back to that shop again. Being quite young, I was disappointed, but was old enough to realize it was for my own good. Even 2 years later, I haven't been in that shop again, and I never plan on going there again. So creepy woman in the changing room, let's not meet. So this happened when I was in college, which was 10 years ago. I used to live in a tiny apartment, which was a big rectangle with a bed, a table, and a fridge. Oh, and a bathroom. One night, around 3 a.m., someone started slamming my door. I got out of bed half asleep, thinking it might be one of my drunk friends. I opened my door. For my surprise, there's a girl in front of me. She was all dressed up, like she was coming back from a party. She was smiling at me, so I smiled back at her, without an idea of what to do next. So she pushes me softly and enters my room. I thought she was drunk, but when she passed by me, I didn't notice any smell. She entered my room, sat on my bed, and started removing her clothes, and then she asked me to not be shy and get into bed with her. Now, this might sound like a bad script from a porno movie, but it was a very awkward moment. By her look, I could see she was either drunk or high, or both. And I didn't want to get in trouble, so I asked her to leave. She got upset, and then she started screaming at me and throwing away anything she'll find, like the books on my table. She left the room semi-nude and slammed the door on her way out. I was still processing what just happened when I heard some weird noises. More screams, doors banging, then silence. Then a big slam. After a couple of minutes, I heard some voices in the hall, so I decided to go out and see. There were around 5 people near the stair, making a half circle around someone laying on the floor. When I got closer, I realized that it was the same girl. She wasn't wearing pants, even though she was wearing them after she left my room. She was on the floor with her arm twisted. When I got closer, I realized that it was the same girl. She wasn't wearing pants, even though she was wearing them when she left my room. She was on the floor with her arm twisted. So it happened that she tried to break into others' rooms, and since she couldn't, it looks like I was the only dumbass who opened his door. She went upstairs. I lived in the first level, and tried to climb the stair rails while trying to remove her pants, and then somehow she fell off the stairs and broke her arm. The saddest and creepiest part was that when she was on the floor, she was asking another guy to fuck her right there, and tried to remove her underwear. Thankfully, after a couple minutes, the ambulance arrived, and they took her to the hospital. A couple semesters later, she resulted to be the new girlfriend of a friend of mine. Nothing else happened, but I always had this weird feeling about her when she was close. So hell yeah, I hope that I will never meet her again.